All right, curious minds, welcome back. Today, we're going to peel back the layers on something so fundamental to how we talk, so basic we often just completely overlook it. We're talking
Yeah.
about those tiny little words, the powerhouses,
Mm.
prepositions. Yeah, our mission today in this deep dive is to unpack how these seemingly simple words in, on, at are actually doing some heavy lifting. They're giving us shortcuts to understanding time, space, even how sentences, hang together. You probably think you know them inside out, but I think there might be some surprises.
Oh, definitely. It's amazing how much work they do, isn't it? We kind of see them as just glue words, but get one wrong, and the whole meaning can just go sideways.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll look at how they subtly guide us, stop things getting confusing, and help paint clearer pictures.
Okay, let's start with the ones we use constantly, prepositions of time. The ones that tell us when something's happening. We all use in, on, at, right? But the differences between them are actually pretty fascinating when you dig in. So in, that's for the big chunks usually in the
Yeah.
morning, yeah. Or longer periods like months in July, years in 2022. Kind of a wide angle lens on time.
Exactly, broad strokes.
Then on comes along and tightens that focus quite a bit. It pins things down to specific days, dates, like on Monday, on June 5th, on Christmas Day. It's about a point on the calendar.
Right, a specific spot.
And at is like laser precision at 8 o'clock, at noon, at midnight, bang, specific moment.
Pinpoint accuracy.
But okay, here's where it gets a bit fuzzy sometimes, even for people who've spoken English forever. Ever notice how some people say in the weekend and others say on the weekend?
Ah, yes, that's a classic one.
Or what about in time versus on time? They sound similar, but they're not quite the same, are they?
Not at all, and that's a great example of the nuance. In time means you made it, maybe just barely, before a deadline or before it was too late. There's a sense of having enough time, whereas on time means precisely at the scheduled time, punctual. So one is about readiness, the other about punctuality. Huge difference in some contexts.
Right.
And the weekend thing, yeah, that's often a regional difference, like British versus American English sometimes. It just shows how usage conventions can vary, even for these basic words. Neither is wrong, just different.
Context is everything, yeah. And that's just scratching the surface for time. We've got during, right? Puts an action inside a time frame, like during the summer or during the meeting.
So that's boundaries.
Then before and after, which are pretty straightforward for ordering things before dinner, after the movie.
Simple sequence markers.
And since, that's for a starting point that stretches up to now, like since yesterday, since 2010. The action is ongoing or the state continues.
Right, it connects the past to the present. And then there's until or till for an endpoint, or the duration up to that point, until tomorrow, until the end of the week.
Okay, but what about by, like finish by Friday versus work until Friday?
Good one. Very important difference, especially at work. By Friday means Friday is the deadline. You need to be finished on or before that day. Until Friday implies the action continues up to Friday and might stop then. So one is about completion deadline, the other about duration up to a point. Subtle, but crucial for avoiding mix-ups.
Definitely. Understanding those really helps avoid confusion with schedules, deadlines, even talking about history. Okay, so let's switch gears. From when to where, prepositions of place. And guess what? We see our old friends again, in, on, at, but doing a different job spatially.
Yep, same words, different playground.
So for place, in usually means inside something, within boundaries. In the house, in the city, in the box, you're contained.
Enclosed, yeah.
On is typically about being on a surface or contact on the table, on the floor, on the wall, resting upon it.
Direct contact, usually horizontally or vertically.
And at for place.
Mm-hmm.
That's more about a specific point, a location, maybe a general vicinity.
Yeah.
At the park, you can be anywhere in the park, really. Or at the bus stop, a designated spot.
It signifies a point or a location, but not necessarily inside or on top of something. It's more general. And the mental pictures these create can be really different. Think about in the street versus on the street. In the street makes me picture someone literally in the roadway, maybe in danger.
Yeah, like dodging cars.
Exactly. But on the street, especially in certain contexts, can mean homeless, living there. Totally different meaning.
Wow, yeah. Or how about at the beach versus on the beach?
Mm-hmm. At the beach could mean you're just in the general area, maybe at the Boardwalk Cafe or the car park nearby. But on the beach puts you right there on the sand near the water. Much more specific. These little words pack a visual punch.
They really do. And there are so many others mapping out space for us. We've got under, obviously, beneath something, under the tree.
And below, which is similar, maybe more for levels, below sea level.
Then the opposites. Above
Yeah.
or over for higher up. Above the clouds.
Inside and outside are pretty clear interior, exterior.
And between, that's for positioning with two other things, right? Between the two chairs.
Correct. Two specific items. And if it's more than two, a group.
Then you use among,
Like
like among friends, among the trees.
Exactly. But here's another pair to think about. Across from versus opposite.
Oh yeah, they seem kind of the same.
Often used that way, but there can be a slight difference. Across from often suggests a more direct line of sight, maybe an open space separating the two things, like the cafe is across from the library, implying you can probably see it easily.
Okay.
Whereas opposite can be a bit more general. It means on the other side, but maybe there are buildings or other things in between. The bank is opposite the park. Might just mean it's on the other side of that street the park is on. It's subtle, but across from can sometimes feel a bit more direct.
Huh. Never quite thought about it that deeply. Okay, this next part is where, for me, it gets really interesting. Because these prepositional phrases, they're not just sticking labels on time and place. They actually have these hidden jobs inside the sentence. They change the meaning, add all of this detail. This is like level 2 prepositions.
That's a great way to put it. Level 2. Because a prepositional phrase that's the preposition plus its object, like on the table or in the morning, can function just like an adverb or an adjective. They're not just optional extras. They often provide absolutely essential information.
Okay, break that down. Adverbial first.
Right. Adverbial prepositional phrases, they modify verbs mainly, or sometimes adjectives or other adverbs. They answer questions like how, where, when, or why. Take, he ran in the park. The phrase in the park tells you where he ran. It modifies the verb ran.
Got it. So it adds information to the action.
Precisely. Or think about how someone does something. She spoke with confidence.
Ah, okay. With confidence modifies spoke. It tells you the manner of speaking.
Exactly. It changes how you picture the action. It's not just she spoke and they drove through the tunnel. That tells you the route, modifying drove.
Yeah, you can see how much richer the sentence becomes. Without them, the actions feel kind of flat, almost incomplete sometimes.
Totally.
Hmm.
And then you have the adjectival ones, adjectival prepositional phrases. These guys modify nouns or pronouns. They describe them, identify them, give more info about which one.
Okay, like, give me an example.
The classic, the book on the table is mine. What does on the table do?
It tells you which book. Not just any book, the specific one located on the table, so it modifies book.
Exactly. It acts just like an adjective describing the book. Or the girl with the blue dress is my sister.
Right, with the blue dress, singles out which girl you mean, modifies girl. Essential info if there are multiple girls.
Or the house across the street is for sale. Again, across the street modifies house, pinpointing which one. It's crucial for identifying things clearly.
Makes sense. They add necessary description to the nouns.
And here's another layer of complexity, maybe level 3. Dependent prepositions.
Ooh, okay. What are those?
These are prepositions that just sort of belong with certain verbs, adjectives, or nouns. There's often no clear logical reason. It's just the way English works. You have to learn them together. Like you are fond of something, not usually fond about. You rely on someone, not rely in. You're interested in a topic, not interested at it.
Ah, I see. So the verb or adjective kind of dictates the preposition that follows.
Exactly. And these can be really tricky, especially for language learners, because they don't always follow neat time or place rules, and they often don't translate directly from other languages. You're accused of something, you're responsible for something, you believe in something. It's about fixed pairings.
That's a really important point. It's not always logic. Sometimes it's just convention. So, okay, wrapping this part up, while you could technically leave out some of these phrases like just saying he ran, adding them, whether they act like adverbs or adjectives, brings so much more detail, right?
Absolutely. Detail, specificity, clarity, they turn a basic statement into something much richer, much more informative. Precision is often hiding in those little phrases.
Okay, wow. So we've taken quite a journey today through the surprisingly complex world of prepositions. We went from just telling time and place
Using in, on, at in different ways.
to seeing how prepositional phrases actually work inside sentences, like secret adverbs and adjectives,
Yeah.
adding all that description.
And even touched on those tricky dependent prepositions that you just have to know.
It's really clear how understanding these little linguistic building blocks does more than just help you write or speak better.
Yeah, it genuinely changes how you interpret things, how you see the world described. You start noticing the fine print, the subtle but really critical details that shape the meaning. It sharpens your understanding.
Definitely. So here's something for you to chew on, a final thought. Today, or maybe tomorrow, when you're listening to people talk or reading something, anything consciously, pay attention to those dependent prepositions we mentioned. Notice which verbs or adjectives seem to demand a specific preposition. Why that one? What new insights or maybe just appreciation do you gain by focusing on these tiny but powerful connections? Give it a try.